the game could see the boxing voice.
So, this rematch, I'm really excited. It's finally happening June 9th. I'm happy that it's happening because it's a fight. You know, it's hard sometimes to get those redemption fights, those fights where you could just really win it. You know, there are fights where you lose and you're like, man, I lost. He was the better man that night, and I can't do anything about it. But then this one, I can go in there, make the changes, and actually win this fight. So I'm looking forward.
You mentioned the changes to win this fight. You also mentioned the fact that your last two fights you've been with Robert.
Yeah.
Leo knows that he's coming in against a different fight. Talk a little more about that, man.
He knows. I mean, as you could tell, if you're smart, he's been mentioning Robert a lot for a reason. He knows the changes I made. He brought up the two fights, how different I've looked, and I think I've become a better fighter. That alone lets you know that he's going to train properly because he knows I'm going to be, if not better, I mean, if not as good, better than my last fight. So all I can tell you is that it's not going to be an easy fight for either of us. It's going to be a hell of a fight.
And how has the camp been?
Camp is good. I mean, I started like 2-3 weeks ago. I feel good. Never had a problem with weight, thank God. And it's just a matter of getting the right conditioning and executing the right game plan.
Abner, do you feel being too aggressive in the first fight was the wrong game plan and you plan to change it, or is the aggressiveness still something that you need to keep in this fight?
No, you know what? I think what my downfall in that fight was try to do too much, and I didn't do it right. I think I started good, and I should have kept it at that. And then I try to box because my corner told me boxing more. Well, I was doing good on the inside, you know, why change up the game plan? So it's how they say, if you're doing good with one thing, why change it? You know, if you're good at right-handed, why go left? So I think that's what happened, and I mean, I could do changes, and I could be a better fighter that night.
Tell us how much you gained from having Robert Garcia.
I mean, it's just a lot. From the mental game to just strategic, changing the game plan, being more of a boxer, getting hit less. I mean, and I could go on.
You had a lot of success even before Robert, but now you've had another success with him because you kind of rejuvenated yourself. Do you wish you would have made that change sooner, or are you happy that things went the way you were in your career?
I mean, things happen for a reason. I mean, I wish I could have, but it didn't, and now I am where I am. But I'm getting my chance again. I'm getting that redemption against Leo, so I'm excited about that. Like I said, not too many times you get that. I'm really happy. As he mentioned, you know, Al Heyman is a big key in this. He's the one that made this possible, so now we are.
How important is this fight? I know you had big fights before. This one, is it more important just because of the revenge factor, because of this point in your career? How do you see it now? It's
exciting and it's important because of both. I mean, redemption, and it's just going to be a good fight. You saw the first one. It was a hell of a fight. It was candidate fight of the year that year in 2015. So, I mean, it just lets you know what type of fight I'm in.
Why the bad guy?
I mean, Leo's such a nice guy, man. The guy's just, I mean, it's the way you could be just as good as him. So I guess I'm going for the bad guy. And when I say the bad guy, I mean, I'm the one that's just saying how much I want this. I'm going to beat him bad. There's no way he could beat me. And him is just like, no, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a tough fight. Like, he never, like, tries to put himself, like, in, you know, making himself look bad. But I'm not saying that that's bad on his part. It's just that's that type of person I am. But again, my confidence speaks sometimes too loud, and I just like to call it how it is. You know, I'm a better man, I'm a better fighter, and I feel like I'm going to win this fight.
To piggyback on what you said, it was a close fight. How do you elevate yourself, since you did so well in the first fight? How do you change your approach to this since you felt that, you know, the fight was so close and you were close to victory now?
I mean, it's just small changes. I mean, if I sit here and tell you what I'm doing, I mean, I'm pretty much throwing away my game plan. So all I can tell you, there are changes that I can do. And that's it. I mean, Leo said that he mentioned that he could do a lot of changes also, and I'm sure he can. But I'm actually looking forward to his changes, to see what other side of him there is, because I just know the Leo that throws a lot and is constantly on you.
Is the overwhelming feeling of this fight relief that the date has finally come?
Yes, and it will be even greater after the fight, knowing that I still have this wrapped around me, and I am the champion, not only of WBA, but of this town, LA.
Abner, how important is it to get past Leo Santa Cruz's jab, and what are your plans as far as, you know, getting past his jab?
You know what? it wasn't as tough. If you go back to that fight, it wasn't as tough getting in there. But it was my fault the last fight that I intended to be out there when I shouldn't have. I tried to box him from a distance, but I boxed him from his distance, and that's why I was getting tabbed and tabbed. If you go back to the fight, it was easier to get in there. I was able to get in the inside ground. But these, I worked them in the inside, and then I just changed the whole game plan towards the end of the rounds, and just, decided to box and gave those rounds away.
Specifically in your skill set, what do you feel like you may do better than Leo? What do you feel like you can take advantage of, based on your skill set?
A lot more than he can. And I mean, all I can say is that I just cannot, I repeat, I cannot stay in the center. I'm not making it like a center fight. Like I have to be there either too close, too far, or just too smart that night.
Abner, one thing I want to ask you about, you're from Mexico. You see what's happening with Canelo now, and he's not the first person to happen with Jiu-Jitsu. You've lived in Mexico before. Have you thought about that? What is your reaction to that happening?
Bro, I'm sorry, but I have no comment on that. I mean, I just focus on my fight. I mean, that's they're in their own fight right now, So I mean, I have no comment.
But as an athlete, do you get worried about having to eat that meat from Mexico when you go?
Like I said, I train here. I reside here, bro. So I mean, it's different.
If someone does take steroids and get caught, or PEDs, should there be criminal charges against them in the sport that you're in?
Again, no comments, bro. I'm not gonna comment about what's going on.
In your last fight, you seemed almost like a refreshed fight. Do you feel, is this the new and improved version of Abner MARES that we're seeing right now? Because you look like you have some extra bounce in this.
Yeah, man. I feel rejuvenated. I feel good. Extra bounce with Robert Garcia. I mean, it just made my fights easier. My last opponent was no walk in the park. He was undefeated. I believe he only had one loss, I'm sorry. But he had like 23 knockouts. He was coming with, with everything. He was only like 23, 22 years old, youngster, and I just boxed him easy. Cuellar, I got 4. He's fighting Gervonta Davis. He's getting another chance. I mean, that guy was a knockout artist, and people thought I was washed out and actually thought that I was going to get knocked out, and thank God never got even touched. And I was the one that dropped him. So that lets you know my power too. I'm capable of actually hurting a fighter and again, being smart in the ring.
The voice of the people, the Boxing Voice. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get notified anytime one of our videos drops.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing voice.